Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. So, I've got a lot of events. Let's go ahead and take a look. First, we've got City of Plenty happening in here. Let me do them in chronological order. So first, we've got an exile at the gates. The relatively lenient American immigration system has long been attractive to those fleeing their home nations. Recently, Anfoko Berka has petitioned to join the stream of people moving to the United States. He is a liberal aligned with the intelligentsia. He is Sunni and Circassian, the home state of Kuban. It was one name on a very, very long list, one that had passed through multiple layers of bureaucracy before being noticed. One fateful day, however, one clerk at the end of his shift pointed at that name and spoke those fatal words. I could swear I've heard of him before. Eventually, Anfoko Beka too will be American. He becomes employed in the USA. Or we'll not have someone like this regardless of precedent. Industrialists mad. I'm going to go with the first one. I want my industrialists happy. Next, a feeling of fatedness. Dissatisfied with the lack of progress on abolition, John Brown has begun drawing on every anti-slavery gunman to aid slaves fleeing their owners. Off to bed, children. You must be tired. Mom, it's scarce noon. We haven't even married Romeo to Juliet yet. You get inside this instant and you stay away from that wagon. That John Brown and his sons are coming this way, and his crusade will drown us all in blood. You mark my words, boy. Okay. Let him walk with God's blessing. He appears in the United States of America. John Brown gets the trait This Glorious Endeavor, which increases popularity and his interest group political strength. A righteous zealot who gave his life to strike the chains of bondage from a broken nation. He is an abolitionist aligned with the evangelicals. Okay, interesting. Or let his earthly work continue unhindered. John Brown appears in the United States. 5% of slaves pops become more radical. Yeoman Farmers gets abolitionist radicalism. -3 approval. Interesting. I'm going to let him work with God's blessing. Next, we have the City of Plenty event taking place in New York. The most prominent members of New York high society have been seen organizing luxurious parties in the new and lavish urban buildings. Marble walls, shimmering stone. The noise of people coming and going brings the city back to life when we didn't even know it was dead. Tall buildings cover the sunset. Kids play with bricks. Smoke blends with the clouds. A distant bell announces the next train. Progress is coming. Let them celebrate. 10% of upper and middle stratum pops become more loyalist. Or the party will never end. 25% of upper and middle stratum pops become more loyalist, but the minimum expected standard of living for the upper strata increases for 10 years. So, what we're going to do to figure this out, so basically if we pick the first one, we just get a bunch of loyalists. If we pick the second one, we get a lot more loyalists, but that's contingent on us holding standard of living high. Let's look at population here. So the average standard of living for the upper stratum in New York is 44.8. Minimum expected is secure, so this will 20.8. This will increase minimum expected to 23.8. I can easily weather that if things stay as they are, which I suspect they will. So the party will never end. And then finally, organized crime. Criminal organizations have begun operating in the District of Columbia. It doesn't matter if we arrest one person or solve one crime. It will keep going unless we go all the way to the top. Put some funds into stamping out organizations, 3.6k in government expenses, or I'm sure the authorities can handle it, -10% authority. Okay, let's check our consumption taxes for a second here. Okay, it's going to be cheaper to repeal a consumption tax than it's going to be to pay, so we will simply let the authorities handle it, which is fine. I realized we're at low... Oh, right. We're at low taxes because we were trying to keep the legitimacy up. Really, that's barely a change. That's bananas. What is that? Huh. I think that's just... I think that just changed because it hasn't gone all the way up yet. So that's okay. That's fine. Alright, now, I was building a whole mess of trade. Oh, right! Yes, I had an opportunity to switch parties and try to ban slavery and keep these folks from revolting. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a proper shot. So, We'll do this. We'll go to slavery banned. It's gonna be tough. Now, we can negotiate. Our success chance is good. We can negotiate with the industrialists or the petit bourgeois. Oh, wow, we got them down to -10 and -11. Alright, so they're going to revolt for sure. I don't think I'll be able to do anything about that. So between the industrialists and the petit bourgeois, I think the industrialists are the ones I want more. So let's go ahead and hit them up. Let's see. The industrialists pour only their best vintage and smoke. Pour only their best vintage and smoke only their finest tobacco during a polite discussion with the government representatives about slavery banned. Compromise makes a good umbrella but a poor roof. It is a temporary expedient, often wise in party politics, almost sure to be unwise in statesmanship. You must invest in heavy industries. Increase heavy industries in our states from 12 to 18 within 10 years. That's very, very manageable. Reduce private construction allocation, reduce construction center throughput. So I'm incentivized to do that as fast as I can. I can give the political concessions. That's going to cost me authority, which I don't want to do. Vow to improve the lives of common people, raise the standard of living to 12. It doesn't say within how many years. Let's invest in heavy industries. I can knock that right out. That's pretty fast. So heavy industries, yeah, just explosives factories, fertilizer plants. Those are pretty easy. I think I've already got the capacity to build them. Urban... Yeah, okay. So, explosives factories, we got one set of those in Pennsylvania. Fertilizer plants, we got a couple sets of those. And then the others are motor industries, steel mills. Just motor industries and steel mills at the moment. Anyway, easy peasy. Not at all a problem. In fact, I can just put those right at the end of the queue. I don't even need to worry about it that much. But I think I'll actually leave them off the queue for now to see if the private sector does anything with that. That gives us a nice solid 55% success chance. So let's get rolling here. Alright, immediately we've got a 32% stall chance. Things have changed up, but that's okay. And there's our revolutionary movement. Nothing to worry about that. We've got ourselves a defensive pact with the French. Flemish mass immigration. Wonderful. So that'll help us. Problematic policing. Police officers in uniform have been discovered supporting American-French society activity while on duty, lowering public confidence in the police force. A resident of Michigan comments on members of the police force that walk by in pristine uniforms with a hint of arrogance to their gait. Disdain drops from the onlooker's voice. These officers certainly think highly of themselves. They carry out errands for the American-French Society and accept their gifts. They ignore their duty to the people of Michigan. As long as everyone is discreet, there's no harm. Improves relations with France by 5%. 5% of pops in Michigan become more radical. Or we need to restore the public's confidence. Reduces appeasement of the society by 1%. 5% of pops in Michigan become more loyalist. I'm going to pick the second one. I always do that. Wow, the Southern planters got huge mad about that. Mad as it's ever been. That's okay. I think I'm reasonably confident in my ability to get over this this hump here. What if I can do this faster if I go up to low taxation? And that'll get it going faster. And I think I can win this. I think I can make this happen. These guys are going to pop off. They're likely to go to militant. They're not likely to go all the way up yet. Oh, wait. No, they are likely to go to 100%. All right, well that's okay. That's really okay. Pro-slavery movement. Yeah, I guess that simply is what it is. Maybe I should have waited for them to drop off again, but that's okay. Covert agitation. Revolutionary sympathizers have begun to agitate for anti-government causes in the barracks in South Carolina. The state has forsaken every right it has to order your blood shed. You must realize this. Even beyond South Carolina, people like you and I are organizing to demand an end to this nightmare. And it starts with you and I, us common soldiers, the ones they trust to do their will. What will happen when they finally see that no one will stand behind them? The armed forces must be loyal to the state above all else. Armed forces become happier and reduces the pro-slavery movement secession by 5%, or those who control the soldiers control the nation, makes the secession progress go up by 5%, 5% of service from pops in South Carolina become more radical, and reduces the throughput of the barracks. I'm going to pick the first one. I think that's just sensible. Do I stop ship construction to save money? I think maybe yes. No, I'm gonna keep going. I can deal with a little national debt. I can deal with a little debt. What's wrong with a little debt? I can deal with a little debt, no problem. Super easy, super duper easy. We're gonna be chock full of wood in a second. Oh, that didn't come out right. Oh man, clip it, clip it. YouTube doesn't do clipping anymore, actually, tragically. Our efforts to remove the Cherokee from eastern lands has led to the death of many during their overland march westwards. Measles, cholera, starvation, the removal has created a trail of tears and death for our people. We could -3 standard of living modifier for Cherokee in Oklahoma. So, let me just look at the, let's wait for a week to tick over and then check again. Yeah, oh, that's brutal. That's really brutal. Sorry, Cherokee people. It is what it is. Alright, let's see if we can make this happen. Interestingly, our number of radicals is only going up modestly. Let's move a few of these logging camps up to the top. Actually, we'll just go ahead and do the logging camps first. Just get those quite properly knocked out. Knocked out and finished, I say. And then I think this we can kind of wait on. We got plenty of time to deal with that, and I want to keep taxes low so we can deal with this thing. Our interest payments are pretty modest at present, mostly due to the assistance of the petite bourgeoisie here. Come on, give me a success. Slavery ban, slavery ban, slavery ban. Let's go, let's go, let's go. A campaign of banquets. Ooh. John Brown's attendance at a bourgeois fundraising banquet in Washington has led to an uptick in funds promoting slavery ban. As the organizer at the end of the table, John Brown stood to give a toast to the clear wisdom of the reform. He could not help but think of how closely the sound of his fork on the glass represented a coin falling into a bank or a spent cartridge hitting the ground. Oh, no, this, I shouldn't have inserted his name in there. I think this was correct. I thought, it's fine. It's fine. Nourishment for the body and the budget. Increased universal pop strength in DC and political strength from wealth. Increased enactment speed by 10% and enactment chance by 10%. Or vast sums of money flowing into politics, you say. Increased enactment speed and enactment chance by 20%. Same modifiers to DC, but John Brown gets the trait grifter. Let's go ahead with the second one. That puts us up at 76% success chance. I'm feeling really, really good about my ability to get this thing done now. We had a ticker of 117 days. I think this secession movement is still going to pop off, but we're gonna get the slavery ban thing rolling really, really soon now. All right, the rebels' doctor. A doctor in Kentucky has been caught aiding wounded dissidents and revolutionaries. His aid isn't just helping his patients, but it's emboldening the entire rebel movement. The doctor's defense attorney leaned back, nursing a small headache. The medical man had proven impossible to work with. This is historically accurate. Doctors and lawyers often do not get along. His attempts at defense had just dug a deeper hole for himself. His waffling was painful, and his refusal to trust his counsel or even his kinfolk had ruined his chances of getting a lighter sentence. His persistent denials had served only to make his name mud. Investigate the medical profession in Kentucky for sympathizers. Secession movement -5%, 2% of academics pops in Kentucky become more radical. Or this doctor was obviously a lone wolf. There's no need to follow up on this. -15% pro-slavery secession movement progress. 2% of academics pops in the entire country become more radical. So the question here is, merely about the distribution of universities. There is 1 level in Kentucky and 7 levels in the whole country. So 2% everywhere is actually better. Far fewer radicals. That's going to drop the pro-slavery movement progress. It's not really going to matter. They're gaining 20% per level here due to the pro-slavery movement being 100% militant. But let me see, 7 weeks until the checkpoint. We might be able to get... Nah, we're not going to be able to finish it. All right, mechanized workshops. That's beautiful. So that means our textile mills can sewing machine mechs, and we can go to mechanized workshops for their furniture industries, and that's going to make them way, way more productive. Let's do a quick check to see if we'll be more productive with craftsmen and sewing. Looks like we will be for one of our textile industries at least. Now for our furniture manufacturers, what if we make the ones in Ohio produce luxury furniture? Certainly will be more productive. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. We got them sorted. So, next here, logging camps are almost done. Still going to be finishing out with the furniture manufactories in not too long. Yep, no event this time as the pro-slavery movement ticks over, which is sad because I was hoping to get something that might reduce the progress. But that's okay. Again, we will have the French on our side for this. They are currently in a war, but only against Hamburg. No one else is involved, really. So the French should be more than able to help us sort this thing out. And of course, all the munitions and artillery plants are in the north, so shouldn't have a problem dealing with that. We're still in the process of colonizing Oklahoma and Texas, as well as a bunch of territory over here, which we are going to get to. Let me see, we should have a journal entry available about that. Let me see, Manifest Destiny... That's the thing we need nationalism for. Alright, perfect. We're through to study. So that's fine. This is gonna get a lot easier once the Civil War pops off, I tell you what. No event here. Alright, so next checkpoint we're going to simply hit the end of it. Looks like the private sector is mostly building railways. They're going to be building tooling workshops and some coal mines. Well, they're building some in Burgundy, which is nice. Good for them. Yeah, the southern planters are way, way angrier. What are you so mad about? Other than the slavery thing. I get the slavery thing. Oh, maybe we've lost a bunch of loyalists in the group. Let's see. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a lot of them have come to be disloyal. I wonder if the president's gonna bail to the other side. We'll see, I guess. Look at backs down. Cool. Not really my business, but it is what it is. And here comes the revolution. So, that puts us at a shortage of sugar. I'm going to go ahead and Savine imports. A shortage of cloth. Interesting. I'm going to Savine import slightly for that. No problem. Good vibes only. Let's get everybody together. Now, oh, interesting. So the army, where are you? Oh, you're in Texas. Interesting. So the regular army and the Mexican army. Curious. Got some line infantry here. Let's upgrade them. And we'll go ahead and put them into... Alright, so once again, we'll go ahead and put them in the other army in a second. So once again, we have... Okay, force comparison here is looking good. The Army of Observation and the Army of Florida both live in the south. They have no commanders. Army of Florida will just go ahead and disband because they have no units. Winfield Scott is fine. We can maybe build a force for him later. And we've got many events. So first of all, because we're no longer holding any states with Cherokee people living in them, we're not going to... the Indian removal is finished. That just is what it is. So, the clearing of these. The removal of the Cherokee people to the Indian Territory is complete. For good or for ill, the matter is settled. Who lived here before us? What name did they give to this place? Will any of us know? Does anyone still remember? Let us pray this shall never happen again. Oklahoma loses its Cherokee homeland status. Alright. Cross-border investments. American industrialists are interested in making investments in neighboring Indian territory industries. He stood up, put on his hat, and headed towards the door. At first it seemed he would leave without another word, but then he turned around and spoke with barely suppressed anger. Being accused of lacking in patriotism for where I try to make money isn't just an insult. It betrays an entire lack of understanding of how money is made. Do you think I made what I already have by thinking provincially? An excellent investment improves relations with the Indian Territory and gives them a manufacturing tax income bonus, or strong-arm them into investing domestically. We get the manufacturing tax bonus instead, but they get unhappy. I'm going to do the second one. That's going to drop them to plus 18, which is just fine. The Southern Declaration of Secession. A convention of pro-slavery states have declared their independence from us as the Confederate States of America. The Union has been challenged, but will not yield so easily. And the momentous step which we have taken of dissolving our connection with the government of which we so long formed a part, it is but just that we should declare the preeminent reasons which have induced our course. Our position is thoroughly identified with the institution of slavery, the great material interest of the world. A house divided against itself cannot stand for the Union, or I would rather call our cause one of states' rights. Change the player's actively controlled country from USA to CSA. I'm going to pick the first one. I'm going to stay as the United States for now. Let's go ahead and do I activate my conscripts here? I think I do. Once all these units convert, I'll just merge them into the army, into the regular army. The Emancipation Proclamation. Here we go. With the supporters of slavery and rebellion, we can issue a proclamation to all free states and rebellious territories. This is the first but most significant step in total abolition. By virtue of the power vested in me in this time of actual armed rebellion, I do order and declare that all persons held as slaves henceforth shall be free. Upon this act I invoke the considerate judgment of mankind and the gracious favor of Almighty God. By this stroke we shall preserve the Union, enables law slavery banned, or we refuse to emancipate outside of conventional means. I'm going to pick the first one. That just seems like the sensible way to do things. We now have slavery banned. Lovely. So, first of all, I could theoretically get Mexico in there, probably by promising to give them Texas back, but I'm not gonna. I'm simply going to call ally France. Hopefully they'll get their forces in here and it'll be just fine. Right sides of us. Lovely. Come on, swap over your nerds. There you go. Perfect. Alright, so now we'll transfer all these units to the regular army, which is right over there. They're going to take a week and a half to get there, and that's fine. Marine Corps low in supply, but why? Due to input goods shortages. Ah, we're short on groceries. That's okay. That's really okay. Let's go ahead and... You know what? Let's build up the food industries in Vermont. I think we can do that. I think that's reasonable. We'll throw those at the top of the queue. Let's finish these particular furniture industries first, just because they're almost done, and then we'll be all good and happy. Force comparison's getting a little worse. It looks like the enemy's raising their conscripts, but we're raising ours as well, so that should be just fine. Do I make the army of observation? Well, I can't. Nah, the only convenient way to do this is to put more conscripts in the regular army. Which is fine. So let's do that. I've already got 45 skirmish infantry, 10 artillery. Let's add 5 units of lancers. We'll put them in Ohio. And we'll put another... We'll go with another 5 levels of skirmish infantry. We'll put them in Illinois. And then we'll do, for artillery, we'll put another 15 units of mobile infantry. 5 in Ohio, 5 in Indiana. Then we'll do... We'll just fill up Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. And then we'll put 1 more in Maine, 2 more in Vermont. I think that should be good. Oh no, we're at 34. I need 1 more. Delaware. Perfect. Alright. And those food industries are going to get built, and that'll be just fine. And then we won't have ourselves a mobilization problem. Now, are your mobilization issues okay? Looks like they're okay. Alright, so this should be fine. That should be fine. No problems at all. I'm noticing this number continuing to go down, which is making me a little nervous. Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going, buddy? To make a problem is where. Let's see where they end up going. Well, they're going over there. Alright, well, time to fight, Confederate fleet. Oh, interesting. Still having some shortages. There's nationalism. Explosive shortage. Well, that's just fine. Unless, of course, the reason we have an explosive shortage is because our explosives factory is not producing, and that's the issue. We'll go ahead and subsidize. That building needs to get rolling because, there we go. Okay, so now they're hiring. So now we should have sufficient explosives. Okay, munitions plant is almost... There's the thing popping off. Alright, so let's go ahead and get 1 more level of artillery foundries and munitions plants. Explosives factory, we're probably going to need to increase this, so let's go ahead and queue 1 in. I already committed to increasing the size of the heavy industry, so it's no big. We are winning an offensive battle here in Louisiana. Where is our target? Confederate capital is located in Virginia. Perfect. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start Virginia as our strategic objective. We'll do the same with this army. Alright. Okay, so the food industries are no longer critical. What's mission critical now is munitions and artillery. Funny how that goes. But that's okay. Let's go to the global to the market, and I'm going to subvene the import of these things temporarily until at least until the war's over. Our force comparison is really good as we continue to mobilize. So I think this war is going to go pretty quickly. We already have some French Marines here in Texas helping out, and we are winning a battle in Virginia. So hopefully that'll knock things out. Hold on. So we got there. Did we sink the enemy fleet? No, they're over here now. Okay. Interface here is still a little bit odd to me. Okay, shift. Is it shift right click to remove? No. Okay, we've unassigned. So now we'll assign again. And we'll send them here. Chase after the enemy fleet. Alright. So this French fleet is transporting some troops across the ocean. So we'll go help them with that in a minute. Alright, perfect. We have the American Civil War event. The grand plan pays off. Cornelius Vanderbilt, the methodical leader of the industrialists, has been studiously working to increase the nation's credit. At last all his work is paid off, but for the industrialists, or for the United States of America. The man is so pleased with his acts that he looks like he's about to burst into flames of contained emotion. How charming. Professionally speaking, though, not the most clever move. Yes, just as planned. The industrialists shall reap the reward, extra momentum for the Republican Party, or the United States shall reap the reward, reduced loan interest rate, increased gold reserve limit. I sure would love to reduce loan interest rate. My loan interest rate's pretty low. Let's take a look at the election spread. It looks like both parties are kind of rough on momentum. Looks like the Republicans are probably going to take it. Let's take a quick look at the way the... Okay, weird. So the Southern planters are technically in revolt, but they're still part of the Democratic Party. The yeoman farmers have become completely marginalized, and the Republican Party is just the industrialists and the intelligentsia. So, let's give them all of the momentum in the world. That's going to allow us to form a much more legitimate government. The Tuileries Charter, a military treaty, has been formed by France. Exciting! Alright, how are we doing in Virginia? We're winning a battle here. We're at 0% occupation thus far. The regular army is continuing to advance. We got decent occupation of Louisiana and Mississippi. We got full occupation of Arkansas. So I'm hoping this war will be sorted out pretty well. This is a little weird. Not sure what to make of this situation. Let's go ahead and put these back at the bottom of the queue, I guess, and finish out those food industries that we were working on. Our great nation. Seeking to turn the tide of nationalism in favor of the Republican Party, Berka held a patriotic speech in one of Washington's parks. Nationalism is the often assumed and unearned superiority of one's place of birth. It is easily mistaken for something approaching the lines of patriotism, but a sharp eye can spot the difference. A sharper mind knows how to use it as leverage. Truly a hero for the people, extra momentum for the Republican Party, or we should ensure the laws are properly secured. Extra prestige, extra radical movement, pop attraction, half as much momentum for the Republicans. I'm just going to go with the first one. I'm going to throw more momentum by way of the Republicans. Let's see how that affects the onrushing election results. Gosh dang it. Why? Oh, this is just going on because we can't... I see what's happening. We're continuing to increase in mobilization because I've got a ton of conscripts in the pot. Okay, alright, I see the issue. So, let's go ahead and put an import subvention for small arms. We are actually losing an offensive battle here in Virginia, so force comparison's good. We'll just need to continue to press until the war's done. Now, where's the... Gosh dang it. Can I get them to follow a specific enemy fleet, please? Can I just get them to, like, go and get the enemy fleet rather than doing this we wander around all the time thing? Okay, so we are fighting? We are fighting. It seems we're fighting. It seems we're winning. It seems our side is winning. This arrow pointed this way. Oh, okay, there we go. I think we're winning. Their health bar is going down faster than ours. All right, I think I got it figured out. And these are, well, that's unfortunate. Well, okay, so Victoria 3 crashed, but my computer seems to be going fine. So, I'll be back tomorrow. For now, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I'll see you on the other side.